Are you tired of the dust swirling around the cab of your Kawasaki Teryx H2? Well, SuperATV's got the solution with a poly rear windshield, and today we're going to show you how to get it installed. What's up everybody, I'm Braden Adams, this is my garage, and today we're going to be showing you how to install SuperATV's rear windshield on this Kawasaki Teryx H2. Here's the tools, let's get right to it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is remove all the contents of your packaging, confirm that your windshield fits your machine, and then you're going to remove the protective film from both sides of the windshield. All right, so what you're gonna do is find the center upper portion of the windshield. You wanna make sure that you install the bulb seal right in the center of where your clamp's gonna go, your strap, and then you're gonna run it all the way around to this edge and then cut off the excess. All right, so once you get to this point here, you're gonna go ahead and cut off the excess. In your kit, you're gonna have 2 bags with the same exact bulb seal. This is gonna be the bulb seal that you'll be using for this portion. And we're just gonna do the same thing for the opposite side. All right, so now we're gonna grab the lower portion of our windshield. It's gonna install just like this. You'll see that the contours fit up against the windshield. We're gonna have the hardware coming from the outside going in. So the way that we have our windshield oriented, the bolts will come through the bottom and the nuts will be on the top. We're just gonna go through and install them all and then we'll fully tighten our hardware. All right, now we're gonna take the remaining piece of seal that's in our kit and we're gonna install it along this edge here. And once we get to this point, we'll cut off our excess. All right, now, so moving over to the machine, there's gonna be a decent amount of hardware that you're gonna have to remove. We're gonna be working on the driver's side. We're gonna remove the rear fender. And also you need to remove the hardware out of the roof so you can lift the roof up out of the way. There's just gonna be a few 10mm screws through there. It's really easy to get to. First thing we're gonna try to tackle here is removing the number 3 Phillips that are gonna be going through this plastic. So you'll just have to lift the roof up, move these. So once we have these 2 Phillips removed, we're gonna come right here to the top and there's gonna be a 5mm Allen. It'll be right here next to the cage. We're gonna remove that as well. There's one Allen here and there's gonna be another one directly in front of it. Then we're gonna remove all of these Allens in the fender flare. Before we remove that last one, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this push pin out. We're gonna have 2 more Allens up top. We've had these things apart quite a few times, so we just kind of throw everything in a magnet tray, but definitely be mindful of where the hardware came out of because there is some different styles of fasteners. So we pulled a push pin from here, back here, right here, and then 2 Allens from here, and there'll be one last one right here. Then we have a 10mm bolt right there in the edge of the fender. All right, so now we're gonna have 6 push pins. They're all gonna be in front of this bar right here that the fender was connected to. So you have 1 here, 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 and then 3 up front. So we're gonna go ahead and get all 6 of those removed. Then you're gonna come right here to the CVT intake, remove the clamp. All right, so before you can remove this fender, you're gonna have to take some push pins out of this rear taillight panel. You're gonna have one here that you're gonna need to remove, and then you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here on the back side. And that's gonna allow you to rotate this rear taillight panel out enough to gain access to the push pin underneath here. So we're gonna go ahead and pop these out. So we can rotate this back enough to where we can get our push pin pliers in here, get a hold of this push pin. Once this rearmost one's removed, then you can grab your fender, pick up on it, and remove it and set it aside. Now we can grab our air intake and wiggle it out of the machine. All right, so now we're just gonna take our windshield. We're gonna slide it through here. Now we're gonna take our strap, open it up to where the SuperATV is facing up. We're gonna feed it through from the inside, lift up the roof, loop our strap through, pull it all the way around, and we're just gonna lightly fasten it for now. We wanna get all our straps on and get our windshield in position before we tighten them all down. All right, now that all the straps are in position, the windshield's where it needs to be, just go ahead and cinch down all the straps. All right, so that's all it takes to install this rear windshield on this Kawasaki Teryx H2. Be sure to check the description below to pick yours up today, and while you're there, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.